as Richard was Mayor of Southborough from 1993 to 1995. And so would you like to say a few words about
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for allowing me this opportunity to come to what is quite an historic council meeting in this chamber, because I think it's probably 140 years since the local government board met here. It was the meeting room in which the first Urban District Council met. I was privileged to be the mayor at our centenary in 1994 when we celebrated. Some of you will remember with a magnificent carnival through the town, and we had our French friends with their band, and we had a church service on the common, and we had a wonderful day with a fly past. These are memorable events in the life of a community. One of the saddest days was in 1974, having arrived in this chamber in 1972. I know I was very young then. But in 1974, we lost the autonomy we had as an urban district council. Many of us regret the 1972 Act because we felt that the political composition, whatever it was of this council, that it worked for the people of Southborough well. This council, the old council, built 850 social homes in this town here. They built a magnificent park, Pennington Grounds. They claimed the common for the people of Southborough. People at the time thought £10,000 was a lot of money to pay for a piece of land. What a treasure it is today. In this chamber, friends, tonight, the news came of the First World War, and next year we will celebrate 100 years since its finishing. But in 1939, the council was faced with the storm clouds over Europe once again and had to form a civil defence committee. We had to reinforce the basement of the Victoria Hall next door for a public air raid shelter. Many memorable things have gone on in this room. I can't claim that I pushed a lot of things through the council. When I arrived here, it was a very mixed group of people in this. A lot of people were in trade in the town, and the group that I represented had a bus driver, a retired trade union official, a Queen's Counsel, and myself, who'd started work at the telephone exchange here 54 years ago. I would like to pay tribute this evening, though, to one who's not here, and he really should be, and that is Graham Pentecost, who started work at the age of 16 from the Technical High School. He entered into the clerk's department. He worked very, very hard for the urban district. He was our first town clerk under the town council, and he had a knowledge second to none of the history and heritage of this town and High Brooms. Sadly, his retirement, when he finally left us, was all too short. But I would like to place on the record the sterling work that Graham did for us in laying the foundations. My only claim to fame probably is with Dennis Haskett when we had a hung council here. We secured the lands for $75,000 from the former school playing fields of the Ridgeway School. Sadly, we have lost too much in this town. We've lost our secondary school, our police station, our ambulance station, 3 banks, 2 building societies. One wonders what we're going to lose next. But it's up to you, friends, as the representatives of this council, to fight for this council. It was a struggle. I fought in this council chamber my point of view, and it was, I hope, politely heard on the opposition benches. Many of the colleagues around this table remained my friends today. Sadly, I have been to too many funerals, but I would also like to pay tribute to Mike Rusbridge, who started with me 54 years ago as an apprentice in the post office, who served as my deputy mayor and went on to be the borough mayor. Too sad we lost him too early. But you know, colleagues, friends, because I'm still a councillor on an authority in Kent, we have to do the very best. We have to put politics aside and put the people first and have a vision. I've been a preacher for 40 years, and the good book says, where there is no vision, the people perish. Okay, we've lost the argument, some of us, on one thing tonight, that this building and next door is coming down. But always hold before you that we want the very best for our generations which are to come in this town. but never forget the debt we owe to those who worked in this chamber, from the lads from the First World War who went with the Fortress Engineering Battalion and were lost off of Gallipoli in all too bigger numbers, and those who never returned from the Second World War. We owe them a great debt. And the debt we can do is to build a better town, a better community, where everybody can play their part, where everybody, whatever their background, can bring something and make of this town. And it has a long history. It's longer than Tunbridge Wells. We go back to the 12th century. Tunbridge Wells is sitting on part of Southborough Common. Never let them forget that down in the town hall. You know, you may be moving to the town hall, but we're a fifth column. We're moving on Tunbridge Wells. It may well be we see a local government review and we take them under us. You know, it would be lovely. But I do wish you all the best for the future. Please, I implore you, and I have seen it in other councils where I've sat, be polite to one another. Listen to one another. You don't have to agree, but hear courteously what the other person has got. And thank your officers, because you are nothing without them. And I pay tribute to Brenda, who must have worked extremely hard to put it all into boxes to take to Tunbridge Wells. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, for allowing me to come to this last meeting. And I do wish you every best in your endeavours to make something of what we've passed on to you in our turn. And, you know, some people get a bit fed up sometimes, and I said, it's the first 30 years that's the most difficult of being a councillor. Then the rest is quite easy. But thank you very much, Mr. Mayor.